Okay. Messing with a couple other things here. And we are live. Awesome. Okay, well, provided OBS doesn't decide to crap the bed. Yeah. Nope, looking good. Sweet. All right, we are live. So, this is a childhood favorite of mine. I love this game to pieces. I remember picking it up. You gotta remember, back in early slash middle 2000s, when we still get PC games in these nice boxes, this nice big cardboard set. And Sid Meier's Pirates had a little more than that. It wasn't just the game with some manual and everything. No, it had a full binder wrapped manual that was huge, and you could read into the history of pirates. You could get into all the most I was about to say every famous pirate pretty much imaginable was in this thing. I loved it. I read that thing back to back. It was so good. And yeah, it's like I looked at this, it's like I can't believe this is a manual, because what's a manual anymore? Oh, it's that thing you pull up as part of a e-file for all of your games now. I hate that word, by the way. Never use the word e-file. It's terrible. But yeah, manuals are all digital now, and we can't do any better than that, I guess. Nope, there we go. Not even 3 minutes into the stream, and YouTube's already saying that we're having problems. The audio's current bitrate is 0. I don't believe you, because every single time I've replayed one of these streams, anytime it's happened, nothing's happened from it. It's literally just like, yeah, I don't know either. Everything's been configured the same way for every YouTube. I don't get it. So yeah. A couple of things to note before we start the stream, though. First of all, the PC version wasn't actually going to be my first choice. Now, I was thinking of doing it just because, hey, this is the version I played, and this is the version, I grew up with. I love this one. I even went back and played the old DOS version. I was like, yeah, I love that too. But the console versions are significantly better in almost every way, except maybe the controls. In particular, the original Xbox version can be played in 60 FPS and full 4K on an Xbox One. Not even lying about that. It's really cool. I didn't know that until I looked up. I'm like, oh, maybe I should just play that version. But I haven't turned my Xbox One on in 8-9 months. So it's probably going to have to sit there and do a shit ton of updates in order to get to that point. So there was that. And then there was the Wii version. The Wii version has the most content of all of the Pirates games. In particular, it lets you customize your character, has a bunch of mini games for when you're raiding towns and things like that. It's actually cool. And is probably the best way to play it. Problem is, the capture card I have only does HDMI. It does not, in fact, do AV out. So I can't run it in HD, and it would just look dreadful then. Now, I was thinking of just pulling out the Wii U and running it through the Wii's emulator on that, but I didn't get around to it. I was about to say, and that would have involved pulling out the Wii U, which is just collecting dust. Especially since almost every game that's on the Wii U is almost out now on the Switch. I think we're missing The Wonderful 101, which they're doing a Kickstarter for right now, and the Zelda HD remasters. I'd love to see those come to Switch, please. Please, Nintendo, please. At least alongside a Skyward Sword one, that'd be great. Anyways, we are... Okay, YouTube, stop complaining. Great. So, let's switch on over to the game. Now, I'm going to switch over to this screen. Here's the other thing you have to understand about the PC version, though. Like I said, this is pretty much incredibly nostalgic for me, playing it this way. Some things on PC died pretty hard. We all have widescreen monitors now. Here's the problem. They weren't so commonplace back then. And in fact, Pirates only insists that you run it in a 4:3 aspect ratio. If you try to run it in widescreen, it completely messes up the UI in unexpected ways. You can't push any of the buttons. You have a hard time saving the game unless you quick save the heck out of it. And the UI just looks terrible. It's awful. So we are going to compromise. I'm going to be playing it in 1280 by 24, which is just kind of one of the maximum 4x3s. I know you can go larger, but this just works well for what I'm going to do. So, so that it's not just some big black slots on the side of the screen, I got this looping ocean video, and it will have to do. This was the only, like, actual solution I had to this. So, yeah. Now, again, I could have booted up the Xbox One version, and that plays in full widescreen, which is awesome. The Wii version does too. But I didn't think that far ahead. Absolute, complete idiot. Idiot remark on my side. Regardless, let me go ahead and we will boot up the game. Oh. 2K. Oh, yay, 2K. I think it skipped... No, it skipped the first video. Why? No, we're doing this again. We're doing this again. There you go. I was looking for Axis logo. Oh, wow. Man, I hope they make a remake of it. Who made this? Oh. They wouldn't be interested in doing a remake at all. I think they're too busy swimming in their Scrooge McDuck vault of GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 money right now. More than likely. And all their sports money. You know, good gambling simulators. Perfectly fine for ages 3 and up. So yeah, if the most we'd probably see come out of this is a mobile port, which I do believe there was actually an iPhone port of this game. I cannot imagine aspects of this on a touchscreen. I just cannot. So, if you don't know, you play most of this game with your numpad. If you play it with anything else, you're insane. But it plays very well for that, all things considered. So, oh, I think the audio just died. There it is. Okay, it came back. Alright, so I've got a lot of saves on here already, but we are going to go ahead and start a whole new game. Here we go. It began with a celebration. No, I'm not narrating this. Yeah, so pretty much what's going to happen, your whole family is indebted to this Marquis. And you are all relying on a single ship to do it. But, well, you know, pirates. How unfortunate. That night, in fact. Won't be your slayer. You want to die, kid? No. Well, he's, why kill him? Why look for him? Sure hope he doesn't grow up to get revenge on me and slap me in the face 429 times to avenge his family. Oh, God, look at that FMV. Not much to do about it. 'Twas a 2000s game. Also, the frame rate in this game is strangely inconsistent. So, okay, here, playing 60 frames. Looks fine. But the game will just randomly decide on its frame rate for you. It feels you're not ready for such things sometimes. So when you're in the middle of battle or you're out exploring, it'll shoot back down to about 30 frames. But some battles aren't. The PC port of this is just weird. Again, the Xbox version pretty much plays full 60 FPS across the board. Now, here's a fun thing about... Alright, we gotta name our pirate first before we do anything else. Argle Blargle. Our family loved me. So, originally when you first start this game, you actually can't pick a lot of these things from difficulty. You actually have to earn a lot of it by playing. So, Apprentice is obviously the easiest, but you get less money anytime you divide your plunder with your crew. The higher up you go, the harder the game gets, but the more gold and more things you get to keep every time you divide and plunder. So, I've played this enough. We'll start an adventure. Also, if you start at Apprentice, you cannot pick your start date, just at all. And you can always pick a skill to start the game with. Actually, a lot of this really helps in the long run. So a couple tips about all this. So, fencing. It's pretty good if you're doing the sword fights, because a lot of what you'll do in this is just ram enemies' ships. It's easier than using the cannons most of the time. You can, of course, improve your aim and accuracy by just switching to be a gunner, which is cool. But I really wouldn't recommend either of those. I would recommend literally any of the last three. Navigation, big time. There are a lot of instances in this game where you need to sail across against the wind. And you will be sitting there for 10 or 15 minutes trying to get to the other side of the map because you're against the wind the whole time. Because it always blows eastern. Medicine, so that you don't die of old age. You know, that's kind of important. And wit and charm. That, not as important as navigation and medicine, but it makes one of the minigames a lot easier, and it's the infamous one. Everyone knows this game for if they played it before. Nobody likes doing the dancing with the governor's daughters. But, for this playthrough, we'll do navigation, because I don't feel like sitting there bored the whole time. Your start date is very important for who you want to side with. Pirate Sunset especially is the hardest mode to play, because pretty much everyone's against pirates at that point. A lot of these dates in history are actually reflected on inside of the manual for the game, too. Again, it's a really good read, and if you can pick the game up physically, it's well worth it just to go through it all. Okay, gets the half of Spanish. No voyage is complete without a wild part of Tortuga, Brados, or Curaçao. So, this, A War for Profit is my absolute favorite. Because going against the Spanish in this is probably the easiest way to make money. Guaranteed. So, we have Argo Blargo here. We're starting an adventure. We have navigation, profit. Yeah, I like all this. Now look at all these people you can sign up with. Now, signing aboard with someone, it's debatable if it does anything except change your starting location. It's rumored that it helps you with your standing for whoever you pick, but as you'll soon see, it doesn't even really matter much because you mutiny whoever you sign aboard with. So I always do the Dutch because it pretty much plops you right in front of Curaçao, and I will show you why that's the correct choice in a second. And yes, there's a lot of Simish in this. I didn't sign up with you at all. No. You just let him hit you again. Oh, that's it. What? How'd you get that up there? Why did we go up here? This was the worst possible place we could have picked to fight. But it gave me an advantage to do my Prince of Persia moves on you, so, you know, it's all good. Out. Look at those models. I find the graphical style of this game still charming to this day. It's definitely early 2000s. Just look at this. But there's just something about the simplistic art style. It just really gets to me. Oh, hang on. Oh, I clicked off the screen for a second. Okay. So, what is the point of Sid Meier's Pirates? Well, it does have a main story. Oh, hang on. Every time I click off the game, it kills the audio. It does have a main story. You need to find the Marquis and beat the ever-loving snot out of him to get your family back. Now, that sounds all well, fine, and simple, until you realize you need to beat him and his cohorts about, and I'm not even hesitating when I say this, like 200 times to get individual pieces of a map to keep fighting them to go find your family. It drags, and it blows. So, it's like, and that's the whole story, is you just grab a map, grab a map, grab a map, grab a map. It drags on. So, what's the other point of the game, you may ask? Well, it's in the name. You can be a pirate. Now, you don't have to necessarily be a pirate. You can work with other factions, improve your standing with them. You can sack and raise towns. You can elect new governors. You can hire pirates and Indians to take over other places to weaken the military. There is a lot of power struggle you can do in this, and that's where most of the fun comes with this game, is just the full power struggles you can do. But yeah, get money, improve your character, buy medicine, buy upgrades for your ships, buy upgrades for you, because you can get extra swords, more guns. It's pretty cool. So, first things first, we need more crew. The sounds from this game are just engraved into my skull. And another one of the things you can do, too, is while you're going around improving a colony or a city's well-being, you know, some places will start modest, but you can get it so that they're rich or flourishing, things like that. And they'll increase prices on everything, luxuries, goods, spices, sugars, like you all see right here. And you buy low and you sell high. You find the places that'll buy stuff for extremely high. You take them from places that aren't doing so good. In fact, go and raid a couple of places, knock them down a few pegs until they're poor, buy up all their stuff, and to sell it to a wealthy colony. Yes. It is just so much fun. And you can talk to people for rumors on ships that are carrying a ton of treasure, a lot of gold. You can find out where legendary pirates are. Certain places can upgrade your ships. Now, if you're friendly enough with certain factions, they'll do ship upgrades for you for free. So you can just take them there, upgrade the ships, and then sell them for a higher price. It's great. So, the first thing we'll want to do, since we just hired on new crew, you need to make sure you have enough food. So, yep, that'll be that. Gosh, I was going to change the flags. I didn't even think about doing that. I was going to change the flags to something else before I started the stream. I completely forgot. Anyways, let's go have a chat with the governor. What in town? Evil Spanish and this slimy French. Now, relationships between different factions will change drastically. They can sign peace treaties with the other ones depending on the year or depending on their status. Like, if you keep sacking French towns over and over and over again, eventually they'll try to parlay with the other factions and, you know, sign a peace treaty. It's kind of cool. A letter of marque.
Delphin tossed. Done distance.
Oh, he's gonna blockade somewhere. Mr. Agblog. Alright, so that's pretty much everything we can do in the town. Now, every ship you can pretty much kind of get a idea of what they're going to do and where they're going to go. Just by sitting next to them. So if you see a place that's about to sack a town that you really like, you can stop them midway. Anyways, Numpad, why are you not working? Numpad, we just missed a good ship. Okay, there it goes. Son of a gun. Did that ship just break off? It did. Why did it? It was almost there. I think I was going too fast. And this French smuggler has no idea where it's going. Yeah, they're about to go sack that town. So, at any point, you can take any ship and start a ship battle. You have to get certain upgrades in order to use some shots efficiently, and if you don't have the upgrades, you just can't use the shots at all. Distance depending, you'll want to use certain shots. There's a lot you can do with this game. And the sword battles, which was always my favorite part growing up as a kid. Word of warning, though, this game can get pretty repetitive. But a lot of this is essentially just a glorified quick-time event. You watch the patterns where they're swinging, and you can pretty much take everyone without a second thought. In fact, you can be completely outclassed by how many crew are on their ship. Like, they can have a crew of 150 people, and you can raid them with a measly 10. And if you're quick enough, you can smack the ever-loving crap out of the captain before they win. Because as soon as you lose all your crew, you lose. Yep, any ship you fight that you've taken over, you can just commandeer it. Send some of your crew on that, and they can... I was about saying that's more stuff you can hold on to, other ships. You can assign a main ship to use with your fleet. So you can always choose your flagship here. The Revenge you start out with is garbage. Just absolute garbage. But yeah, you can choose to abandon ships. Most of the time, you want to sell them, repair them, sell them, or upgrade them if you really want to run a big fleet. If you're trying... It's not always a good idea to run a big fleet, because it can slow you down if everyone doesn't have speed upgrades. Like I said, there's a lot to this game, and I know I'm running through about 13 billion things at once, and I apologize. So for now, we're just going to have a good time. What we're going to do is we're going to sail to Morocco. Actually, before we do that, let me hit up St. Kitts. Oh yeah, the speed boost I'm getting from picking navigation at the start was a good choice. Let's see. Whoops. Didn't mean to hit that. Oh well. Jen Lafitte. Oh, he's close. We might be able to take him. Now, you see crew here, but you don't want to overload your ship with crew members. Because you got to remember, you have to divide all the plunder when you're all done with your pirating days for a while. You take about a 6-month break, and then you go back out to the seas. The more crew you have, the less treasure there is to divide between everyone. So you have to keep a healthy balance of your crew. You really only want a really large crew if you plan on sacking a town. Look at that face. Oh. He's already having it cost money? Huh. Okay. If I went around and beat up a couple of Spanish ships, they'd probably give that to me for free. Anyways, not what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do was buy up your spices and your sugar. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, the other thing with a increase in crew size and everything too, well, they go through all your food. Literally every single month, at the end, you lose one of your months of food without fail. So as long as you can hit up somewheres very quickly, doesn't matter if it's literally the last day of the month, you restock your food. Yeah, you can always check your map for wherever you are, which is, you know, didn't really actually work like that back then. Alright, we gotta be close. Oh, yeah. Well, let's see how well Caraco's doing. Because depending on your time period, they can either be doing really good or modest. Or someone might have sacked them already, too, when they're doing bad. Nope, they're wealthy right now. Sweet. Time to sell some crap. And you'll see, that's, well, the spices really not turn that much of a profit. But the sugar's turning a little bit of one. Well, might as well get rid of it anyways. And out of gold. That's fine. We can buy some more food. Okay. Awesome. Come on. There we go. We got buried treasure already. Nice. I used to be able to pretty much recognize where all these were just by their landmarks. I do not, just from that.
Winning's allowed.
I don't know. Should we already go after our first pirate? I think that'd be fun. Nope. And I clicked off the screen again. Great! I have to keep checking to make sure that YouTube isn't screwing up on something. Hang on. I'm not going to have audio for a second. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, might as well sell that. Go over and talk to him. He's gonna be like, oh, you got a French ship. Sweet. But I didn't get promoted yet. Uh-oh. We got a Spanish smuggler. That just won't do. Now with firing cannons, it's always good to try to turn into them. Let's say, especially around the back. That's gonna be no good. Got him. Now, during combat, you can actually kind of get critical attacks in. If you time any of your attacks just right, except for the middle attacks, you can do a special move that knocks them back a few extra spaces. You can get crits in a lot of things, including the dancing minigame. Yeah. Wow. Nice. Sweet. Why don't we immediately take that back? I was carrying a bunch of spice. Nice. Sweet. Buy some food since we got a bigger crew. That ship's gotta be... chain shots. They're not really better than what we're using now, so... Oh, we need disposal. So, yeah. It'll always, if you don't have the hold space for everything, you do have to it'll always tell it's going to dispose of something. So it's usually just better to go back into your shop and sell anything. I'm going to sell a couple of the guns since we're selling that ship anyways. There we go. And that'll cover our repair costs. Thanks, garbage. Alright, talk to this guy. He's gonna be like, wow, you weren't even gone for a day. Oh, soon I will be upgraded to captain. Well, fine. Is that another Spanish ship? Nice, a big one. Nice, a galleon. Now, if if you anger one side enough, you won't even be allowed into towns. They'll fire at your ship anytime you get close if they have a military base. Oh, see, like that? That's a critical. Usually you kind of have to wait until they're almost fully done lining up their combo. So, hope didn't get it that time. Probably don't want to waste too much time on this anyway, so they're not killing my crew. Yeah, like that. Now, anyone who's played Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag will kind of look at a lot of this and go, huh, yeah, this kind of looks familiar, doesn't it? And yeah, I'd say Assassin's Creed Black Flag is kind of an improved version of this game to the fullest extent. Assassin's Creed Black Flag was a great pirate game and a terrible Assassin's Creed game. Anytime it reminded me of Assassin's Creed, I'm like, I'm just getting back on my ship and blowing people up. I'm having too much fun with this. Then in that, you could hunt down legendary ships, you could go whaling, things like that. That game was fun. Anyways. Let's see. Wow, what did I have on it for 69 tons? A crap ton of goods. Yeah, why not? I'm not using them. One tons. Great. 1 food, please. There we go. Okay, let's see if we get promoted to captain from that. Yep, there we go. It'll be easier. Yay! We're gonna be able to do the dancing soon. It's great. Now, you can actually decide to end your pirating career pretty much whenever you want. I hate when they get that one shot in every time. No upgrades. Yep, that's just a full-on trade galleon. But it's bigger than our ship. It's not a man-of-war, though. Whoops, hit the Cutlass. Cutlass isn't bad, but I always go into Rapier. Being able to attack fast in this is pretty much better than everything else. Where are they going? We'll let them live. Ooh, what do you have? See, they're already shooting at me. That didn't take long, did it? Yeah, nice try. Yeah, a lot of the ways you'll win in this, since it's so easy to win, is just boarding the other ships. Because you can have the minigame done for that in not too long at all. Whoops. Already messing this up. Now, sometimes when you're battling, you'll see items on the ground. If you manage to time it just right, you can use those items against anyone you're fighting. It's pretty fun. But yeah, I'd actually describe most of the combat And, well, obviously the dancing minigame. Oh, we already got a pirate hunter on us. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. So, pirate hunters, usually, yep, awesome. The sloops usually have really good upgrades for when they're chasing you down, so you want to get one of their ships. They're really speedy, too, and hold a good amount of guns. Now, they're not the best ships. The best ships you'll actually get are from going after the main villains of the game. They usually have ships that have full upgrades, can hold a crap ton of crew and guns. Anything that can hold 32 guns will pretty much set you for the rest of the game. Oh, time to watch this guy set on fire. I always got a kick out of that. And being a pirate hunter, it barely had anything with it. So, with a whole 56 crew, we can't sack shit. But you'll notice how slow we're going. Oh, no! Wait, where are they going? Oh, they're going to Caracas, okay. I was about to say, wait, immigrants, yeah, why would they be going to Caraco? They're literally picking the worst place to be sailing there. Shut up. So yeah, we're going to want to get rid of some of these ships and the stuff they have. Because we have a ton of stuff. Alright, before we do any of that... Insufficient crews. Oh, no. Yeah, that's the problem with having so many ships. You have 56 crew and you're driving 4 ships. It's like, no. But again, you don't want a big crew unless you have a lot of treasure that you can divide between them. So, we are going to switch over to the sloop. There we go. And, we'll call this one, hot garbage. Yeah, there we go. Sweet. That's a, he should have gold again. Nice. And goodbye, garbage. I hardly knew ye. Yeah, we got enough money to get the upgrade. Nice. Now that we have 2 ships. Oh! Time to get more crew. So anytime you see one of these guys hanging around, you can tuber them. Beat the snot out of them, and you can get more crew to join you afterwards. The animation that's coming up here is always my favorite. Boy! Get up and fight me again! Those are called advanced maneuvers. Alright, I'm having fun. Now you might be wondering, is there a point to taunting? And there absolutely is. If you taunt in the middle of a fight while you're out in a ship, enemy crews, enemy crews, yeah, great English there. The captain you're fighting, their crew will actually go down considerably because they'll get demoralized from you sticking your thumb out and wagging your fingers. Oh, jeez, I didn't mean to push that. There we go. Oh, here we go. We got a story quest. Baron Raimundo. We'll only be fighting him 18 billion times. Oh, he's not too far away. Now, here's where the problems with the story start coming in. Once you start getting further on, they start going out west a lot. And here's the problem with everyone getting out west. Eventually, you want to head back east. Which way do the winds blow? Yay! Should have done that before taking the repairs. We're still not a colonel yet, though. Okay, so we got a good crew, we got a good ship. So we shouldn't be going slow anymore. So, yeah, why don't... We got plenty of food. Why don't we go to San Juan? And start avenging our family. Now, your first family member that you'll find, for fighting Baron Raimundo, I believe you just have to fight him the one time. And he's just like, oh, well, I know where your sister is. Oh, hey, they got whoa. They got an actual transport. Nah, not yet. What was that ship behind them, though? It's gone. Now, if you go into these waters too far, like a little bit to the left of where I am right now. Actually, my mouse cursor isn't enabled, is it? Nope. Oh, well. The game will actually kind of say, whoa, hey, maybe you don't want to be sailing out in the open waters for that long. Here's some recommendation picks for you for where you should go next. And it's really handy when that happens. Because the game will just kind of point you off in the right direction for it. Alright. San Juan. Oh, what a coincidence! Let's see. Nothing I want to attack right now. Not with the crew we've got. Sometimes, if you get to a location fast enough, who you're looking for might not actually have left yet. So all you gotta do is you can go to the tavern. Is that him? Nope. And one of the people will tell you, oh yeah, he's just in the back. Want me to get him out? And you just sword fight the crap out of him. It's pretty good. And my ship just flew right on land. Pretty good. Oh yeah, it's a Spanish town. That's going to be a problem, isn't it? So, if a certain subset of factions doesn't like you enough, subset of factions, what the heck does that mean? If a certain faction doesn't like you enough, you have to sneak into a town or attack them, which, if you see by the stats there, 94 pirates versus 646, I don't like our odds. Now, this... 94 pirates versus... That doesn't necessarily mean we couldn't take them. Because there is ways to cheese when you plunder towns. We'll get to it when we get to it. Anyways, we're going to sneak into the town for now. So this opens up a minigame where you have to avoid getting detected. And you can sneak into any of the facilities that you'd normally go to. You can go to the shipwright. You can go to the tavern. Right now, we actually want to go to the tavern. Yep, you hang out in these hay bales, and they'll never find you here. Yeah. The problem is sometimes the AI plays Pac-Man a little too well, and they will turn around at the worst possible moments. Or turn in your direction at the worst moments, and just, you're done. You get caught, they throw you into brig, you lose a couple of months of progress, and you can try it again. You don't want that to happen, though, because your crew can totally mutiny you when that happens. If they don't like you enough, that is. You're not completely defenseless during this minigame, though. Oh, God, this is what I hate, when they just immediately turn around. If you're slow enough... and they're dumb enough. Whap! There we go. You can also run during this too, but they will hear you and it zooms in the camera, so you don't really get a good view of what's going on. That's balls. So that is the governor's estate. We do not want to go there. All he's going to tell us is, you're a naughty boy. I hear the tavern, though. Exactly where we You can also climb over these walls here, too. Any of the ones that look like pickets. Picketed fences, not pickets. There we go. Perfect. Oh, of course he was. Why didn't we meet him on the way?
When in the lab.
That's one of the big problems we'll run into. Oh, no! I wanted to say yes. Oh. Here's the other problem with playing this in slightly higher resolutions than it's meant for. So, the default resolution for this game is something like, the highest it can go is like 1366, I think. But it does 1280 by 960. So here's the problem with that. Any resolution that's even slightly off for this game will mess with your interface. It's terrible. So, like, I'll click this pause button here, but I can click slightly above it, and it works. I click slightly below it. Oh, yeah, I'm turning left. There's no winning. It's just such a fussy game. For playing it in higher resolutions. Just, ugh. I'm really surprised with the fan community this has that someone hasn't made a fan patch yet to actually get it running in widescreen. I've looked into it with a hex editor and messing around with the ini file. No real luck, because pretty much anything you do in either of them will severely cripple the UI also. There's just, you can't win. You just can't win with it. And again, if you decide you want to play this game, because like I know it doesn't look it now, but it's a lot of fun. Oh, a treasure ship, nice. You don't need it. What are you gonna do with it? Hey, it's got triple sails. It's a shame it doesn't have anything else. I'm not gonna give you the chance. But yeah, the console versions in particular are the what the hell? Are the recommended ways to play this. Guaranteed. Especially the original Xbox port, playing it on an Xbox One. Just the fact that Microsoft was just like, oh yeah, we're allowing you to play this game on that is incredible. And that it runs as well as it does is also amazing. Ooh, now this is one thing that you want to happen on occasion. It's random when it does. You'll also get an occasion where you can hire them on too. But sometimes you can hire on skilled crewmen who will improve certain things on your ship. Improving your sailing ability in bad weather, like this one, I was about to say, makes it so that your food will last longer. Lots of different advantages. And they'll permanently stay on your crew, even if you divide the plunder. Very nice. What's that? Trade galleon? Yep. And trade galleon. Nope, new warship. We might want to see what that is. What upgrades do you have? Ooh. That's a pretty good ship. Yep. This one's mine. In the name of... I had a joke and I lost it. Now, of course, you don't have to do the minigame to win any battles, but it's just much easier to. No pirate hunter. Okay. Let's trade off some goods. Yep, that'll have to do. Let's see. Yeah, we should actually change out to that ship quick. Okay. Nice. Upgraded ourselves from a sloop to a galleon. You are the not garbage. And sailing back in so that they have more gold. Sweet. Now, a lot of this game is, like I said, especially with games like Black Flag. And even I think like, what's that other game? Black Wake, I think? The one that was in early access. And even something like Sea of Thieves. Pretty much done this game a lot better. So it's it is kind of a little outdated to play something like this, but I still maintain that this is an utterly fantastic game. That might just be the nostalgia talking, because I have nothing but respect for this, but this game is exactly how you do a remake. This was just perfect. Wow, they buy spice for a lot. No, well, he's just heading straight up. Great, we will run right into him then. Let's take more crew, since we have the ship for it. Not a colonel yet. Son of a gun. Yeah, anytime you go after one of the antagonists of the game, you want to make sure that you have a healthy crew and a backup ship, just in case anything goes wrong. Now, we don't have a lot of ship upgrades or personal upgrades, but we can take on the first guy just fine. We're well prepared for it. Now, anytime you see one of the villains, their ship pretty much just pops up and says, oh yeah, this is the guy you're looking for. Because it just says, evil, every time you get next to one of their ships. Oh, like that. Yeah. Evil. There we go. Oh, yeah, he's got a ship. I'm going to need that. Well, first, we're going to fake him out. Yeah, can't fire your cannons when I do the wiggle command. Mr. Oggle Bloggle. Does he have a gun? Nope, no gun. You can buy guns and armor for protection against them. And it gives you an advantage by making it so that whoever you're fighting has to take a step back whenever you start the battle. Of course, they can also have armor and their own guns, too, to counter that. I know where that is. Sweet. Ah, yes. But of course, since he was Spanish. Yeah, you're cute. Absolutely adorable. Now, the thing you have to watch out for anytime you take cannon fire in this is you can lose crew, you can lose weapons, you can even lose cargo if your ship takes too much damage. One of the things you really want to watch out for. Oh, that was a bad. We are doing really good for ourselves. I haven't saved in forever, by the way. And unfortunately, running this game on a modern machine, yeah, it's in there. It's kind of prone to crash a little bit sometimes. Ooh, we might be able to take him. Keyword is might. Ah, let's do it. I just saved. That's no good. That's good. Oh, we can take this. So, any of the town sacking you do suddenly turns the game into a turn-based strategy. It's not complex in the slightest, actually. It's pretty basic. But you've got different factions you can use. Buccaneers will fire their guns. Pirates will run up and just straight up do melee attacks. Certain factions can also get their own units too. A lot of ones you'll commonly see that are the most annoying to deal with are ones on horseback. Hiding in the trees or on elevated grounds will always give you an advantage. Attacking from the sides will give you a flank attack. It's pretty basic stuff, but it's fun. That's the other thing with moving with trees, too, is it cuts down your movement drastically when you do it. But again, you get more defensive options for doing it. One thing that does kind of get me with this, though, is that the game will randomly decide sometimes, oh, hey, you can hit this person. It's really bad, because sometimes you can hit someone from halfway across the map, and other times it just kind of does whatever it feels like. But if you play it smart and take on enough factions, like right now, we should be able to attack these guys pretty easily. Oh, yeah. You can pretty much win against insurmountable odds. You can have every advantage. The enemy can pretty much have every advantage afforded to them, and as long as you play this minigame smart, you can pretty much take whatever you want. So, if we attack the ones on the right, I believe they would have a height advantage. But we should be able to attack the ones on the left. No, they had a height advantage. Oh, well, we still win. Are we going to lose anyone? Nope. Should be able to, no? Surprised. Moving back into the woods. Oh, that's no good. That's no good. You do not want to lose your officer. Like we're doing. Now they're going to try to flank. Yeah, I should have moved forward with the other ones. Oh, this isn't good. Yep, they're panicked now. Now, being panicked is not actually the worst thing. Son of a gun, I didn't want to move them. Ugh. So this is going to end terribly now. Because we just moved the completely wrong faction. Unit. I cannot speak tonight. Yeah, this is no good. Yep. Now, your officers are pretty much your strongest units. You do not want to lose them. Yeah, that was going to happen. Okay. I think we can pop out and shoot them, but they have a height advantage. Ah, well. Yeah, it's going to matter if they have more infantry, though. Let's see. Yep, they did. That's okay, we took some of them out. I don't want to hang back for the rest of this. Yep, we set this up terribly. I should have just hung back so that their infantry didn't have a chance to fire at us. Why are they firing at us from the trees? They literally could have immediately won that. Oof. Oh, they moved again. Great. Everything is awful. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, this sucked. What? Okay. No. Why aren't you moving? Oh, there we go. Why? Weird. Yep, well, they're gone. They're about to run. No? I'm surprised. But can we flank them? Let's find out. Nope. No flank. The morale's higher. Yep. This was just awful. Oh, wow, okay. Hang on. We're not out of the woods yet. Should be able to flank him. Yep. Oh, no. They had more guards. Well, that was a bad move on my part. Yep. Well, that ended in terrible failure. Now we have 45 crew. So, I don't think we'll get all 50 men. Now this is going to be a problem. And now since we have so few men, it's okay, guys. We have enough food to live on this ship for about 10 years. It'd be more than 10 years. It's 11 years. Yeah. That actually really upsets me. I'm going to load this one. Even though that's cheating. I don't know. I feel like you should kind of live with those decisions when you play a game like this. Disabling cheating and everything else like that. Disabling saves, that's what I meant to say. I think it's a lot more fun for a game like this. Okay, so... It'd be, yep, I was about to say right over here. So, I believe it should just be to the south of it, so we just gotta follow the landmarks. Right. Nope, that's the treasure that my sister's looking. Yep. So, another mini game you can play in this is pretty much the treasure hunting. Which, it's just the treasure hunting mini game for pretty much everything you do on land. There's Incan temples you can find, there's buried treasures from other pirates you can find, family members, and sometimes you can just straight up find certain landmarks that give you stuff. Any of those are done with this minigame where you pretty much just walk around, look at the landmarks, and go, yep, that's where it is. Everything you're looking for has really noticeable icons, though, so even if you're completely off the mark on where you need to go, there's a good chance you'll still find it. Oh, these other ships are slowing us down. Stronghold's gonna fire on us. So the wind's not really blowing too hard. This is my biggest gripe with this game. Right here. I would absolutely, like, kill to have a Wind Waker mod for a game like this, though. I think that'd be great. Alright, we're almost there. And where are you going? Alright. Trading stuff. We have too many ships to bother with any of it right now. In fact, I'll gladly take our crew eating a bunch of our stuff. Now, there are certain things you can do to keep your crew happy if they ever get upset. There's a little icon down by where it shows how many crew you have. That'll change depending on how upset they are. If it starts blinking, you're in trouble. Because there will be like a sad/angry face that'll be blinking. It means your crew is on the verge of mutinying you. There's a couple of ways you can solve that. You can go and sack a big ship, get some treasure. Or you just divide the plunder, which is always the easiest way. Okay, so you look at the landmarks on your map here, and you can use your spyglass to look ahead and see where any landmarks you're missing might be. So, like, there's a hanging tree there. So you got 2 dead tree, 3 dead trees. And you just kind of compare. There's a geyser over there. There it is. I'd say any of these little huts is always where one of your family members are. Oh. The city of Portobello. Sweet. And now we return back to the ship. And every time you save a family member, you have to fight the main villain, the Marquis Montalban. Oh, he's really not far away at all. We could take him right now. But of course, like I said, here comes the problem with that, though. We're sailing pretty far out west already. Not too far, but far enough. We have to go back east pretty soon to fight some pirates, look for some treasure, things like that. And, well, that's when this game's speed takes a nosedive. And why I'll usually recommend you start with navigation. Oh yeah, we're almost there. I'm hoping he's not going north. I'm desperately hoping he's not. Okay. One of these small settlements will not kick you out, by the way. So you can come here and do whatever you want. They usually don't have jack. But I want to see if we can sell one of my ships. Yeah, okay. So, if we dump 19 tons, we can sell another one. Let's see. Oh, that's what I haven't done yet. Hang on. We didn't ship over to the war galleon. There we go. It's going off the... Your ship's name's too big. You can't even name a ship that big. But the game will let them name their ships whatever they want. There we go. Perfect. I'm a genius. Alright, turn this ship around. Okay. So yeah, now we can get rid of some cargo. We have way too many guns. We have no need for all that. So, yeah, that's about it. Oh boy. So with the smaller settlements, their mayors almost always move out to a bigger city. So like he's gonna move out there. And if you do this for him, they get a new governor, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, thanks for doing that. But there's almost always a ship that'll get in the way. Like, see how these pirates just suddenly out of nowhere just came out of the city? This always happens every time. Transporting a new governor never goes smoothly. You have to intercept. Because if you just leave them on their own, well, they blow up and die. And any other governor in that faction will just straight up blame you for it. So yes, we're gonna help the Spanish. But I mean, come on, filthy pirates, look at this guy. Yeah? No. There we go. And we got the other ship. Oh, that's cute. Check that. I missed completely. Good job. Do we not have enough crew to load these guns? No, we do have them split between a bunch of ships, so... I think I'll head out anyways. Straight through our crew, jeez. Steer clear, you scurvy pirate. We're the ones helping you. But yeah, usually when you help out a mayor or a governor, they'll let you just come right in. So yeah, we should be able to... we are still Dutch heretics. That's okay, the shipwright will still look at our stuff. Let's see. Oh yeah, definitely. Still don't know where that is. Yeah, we're gonna need the crew. We're the 9th most notorious pirate in the Spanish Main. Yeah! Oh, he's heading our way. Nice. Okay. I have... Oh, a whole 1,000 gold pieces. Oh, it's so much. I'm gonna go turn myself in right now. No, you keep taking out one faction, and... Dang it, that price goes up pretty fast. Well, time to talk to the governor. Let's see how this goes. There's a new governor. Wow, you did a good job. But... yeah, it seems reasonable. Why not? Well, now we have our letter of marque, and they cannot retract it. Oh, our crew's not doing good. Great. That's because we literally just took on a bunch of people. But that's okay. I have a feeling we're going to lose a lot of them very shortly. Especially if he's as close as we're thinking he is. Wait. He's ahead of us? How did he get ahead of us? Unless he's still in Portobello. No. He got ahead of us. Right. Of course, the one treasure map that's not going to help. Actually, we should just be able to find Hangman's Reef on the, oh. Yep, and Dutch heretics. Oh, yeah. We really gotta dump one of these ships, though. Yeah, we just gotta dump one of these ships. Get it out of here. No problem. The place is about to do very well for itself. And here comes the problem with sailing east. Now, there are upgrades you can get to make sailing east much easier. See a lot of these clouds, especially the storm clouds too? Anytime you pass under one of them, it can damage your ship, but it significantly boosts your speed. So you almost always want to go with it. One of the regular clouds here usually slows down your ship, though. You can get upgrades that make it so that you can sail better against the wind, go faster when there's storms, but it just... it takes so long to get back east. And especially since we're trying to keep up with someone while we have 3 ships in tow and can't sell any of our cargo. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, it just did. So how we doing tonight? Nope, if ever I had a gripe with this game, this is it. This is the biggest one. Heading back east is such a pain in the ass. Again, I would absolutely kill for a Wind Waker mechanic in this. Oof. Storm damaged our ship good. Yeah, the Marquis is gonna have had plenty of time to, like, sack every single town on the way and still get there before we do. We are almost literally at a standstill at this point. Oh, this is bad. Oh. That ship's about to run into us, so it's gonna go, hey, you wanna fight it? Guess not. Sometimes, if you can catch a good headwind, you can start sailing up like this, then immediately turn east. And you'll keep catching the wind like that, but just, it doesn't always work. Another new warship. Uh-oh, crew's not doing good. The French don't completely despise us yet, so... Oh, good, if they don't. Please, take all these guns! Ugh, it's still too much. Oh, yep, that's perfect. Sweet. Sure could have used that another town ago. Yep, he's still on the way there, so we're hot on his heels. We're gonna catch up with him. Here we go. Yay. We'll get to him, I just know it. Oh my god, why is the wind so slow? There we go, we're getting some speed. Nope. Who was that? Was that him? Nope, that's just still that new ship. We're almost there. Like I said, by the time we actually get there, though, he's gonna be long gone. Oh, hurry your butt up. Yep, but now we're gonna have to go directly against the wind. Yep, this is great. This is the primary reason you don't want to be hanging on to too many ships when this happens, because if I was just sailing by myself, this wouldn't be so much of an issue, but, yeah, we kind of need the crew. So this is just going to happen. Oh, please tell me that's him. Oh my gosh, it is. Yeah, okay, yep. Yep. Okay, wind's on our side. Us surviving the cannons is gonna be another thing entirely. Let's see if he does the turn at the last second. Nope. We're just going straight on. Now, these fights are always a big problem, because he always has 250 crew on one of these ships. It's pretty bad. You gonna use that gun? Nope. Oh! Oof. That was bad. Let's try that again. We just lost our ship. Oh, turn, you piece of junk! Come on! Oh, no! Are you kidding me? Gotta be kidding me. Hooray. The ship wouldn't turn. Ugh. Oh my God, why? Just turn. Just turn. There it goes. We can make it. If we beat him, we can take his ship and this'll all be better. Oh, I wasn't expecting him to be so fast already. Alright, let's stick with the longsword this time. Oh, I screwed that up. You'd think I would have memorized all these attack patterns by heart. There we go. This is going much better now. We just gotta outlive our pirates. There we go. Yep, that first one was just a mistake. Sweet. And taking out any of the villains always gets you a mountain of gold. Which didn't improve our crew's morale in the slightest. Alright, so, yeah, we're definitely going to want his flag galleon. The big oops. Guess we made one. Okay, now that we've taken care of that, geez, let's get the hell out of here and actually go somewhere where we can sell this crap. Because again, you see the ship's like, wait for me, because it's all damaged and broken and slow as balls. Come on. Thank God. This is why you always want to hit up somewhere that's wealthy. So you can get rid of all this junk. Consult with the shipwright. Get rid of the ship. Oh, that's better. Yep. Oh, well. Maybe if he's actually in San Juan this time. Blaggle. Yeah, no. Let's not. I'd rather us keep one good town. Yay, we're a colonel. Oh, it's time. It's time for what we've been waiting for. It's time to do the dancing minigame. Not to embarrass myself, but I'm pretty good at these. Now, there is a trick to doing these correctly. You'll notice as soon as they put out their hand, if you can hit the button exactly when they do, you'll do a spin. And you'll notice you get another heart at the top. If you can keep that chain going till the end, it drastically improves your relationship with the governor's daughter. Kind of acts like a multiplier. And yes, you can in fact double up on them. But I messed it up, so it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, that went pretty good. Which animation do we get? Oh, there we go. Yeah, depending on how well you do, you get different animations for that also. Baron Raimundo. I didn't get a gift. That's a problem. 9 times out of 10, they usually give you gifts if you dance well, and you really want that instead of the information. Right. Well, we dumped some gold. We sold a bunch of stuff. And our crew is still not happy. Great. You know what that means? Time to go punch a pirate in the groin. We've got one less ship. We should go a little faster. No, realistically, we just need one ship. Well, since the crew's not happy, and we have a bunch of gold, I think we might be better off dividing the plunder. Now, the problem with that comes from, well, 6 months pass. And when that happens, you know, all the people you were looking for, they could be anywhere at that point. That will surely lead to war with Spain. Ooh, we're gonna have an ultimatum. Yeah! Oh, these are always fun. Alright. I do not care how far away this is. So where are we going with this? Calm down! I did not pay attention to where we were going for that. I just completely lost that in my head. Let's try that again. I was not even thinking when I saw it. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, an ultimatum. Great, let's do it. And I just was not paying attention to where it was. Let's try that again. It might not happen. Oh, it did. Okay. All right, where are we going? Puerto Cabello. Okay. So we're just going where we were before, all the way over here. Let's hope the crew lasts that long. Ah, they're not doing too well. Let's sack a ship. Oh, we're going reeled. Sucks to be you. Oh, they're trying to run. Why would you reel your sails if you were trying to run? Yep, well, that's that. Save that. And we're just gonna dump some of our guns. Do not need it. Where are you going? Oh! Aren't I an idiot? They're going to Puerto Cabello. Directly to the south, Drew. complete and utter idiot. Let me redo that. Dumb. Yeah, I'd like to avoid sailing east a little more if I can. Especially since I have a big ship. Just take the guns. Take some more food, too, while we're at it. Oh, good. Perfect.
Delphin task.
Sweet. Let's go. Alright, now we're gonna save. Now, just like with delivering a governor, there's always some warship that'll get in the way, like, I wonder what these guys are doing. Oh, you don't even know. You don't even know. Yeah, nope. Keep trying. Oh, you don't even know. Yep. Not sinker. Hey! You give up yet? Nope. Well, it does suck to be you. Oh, shouldn't have taken the crew now that I think about it. Yeah, I was about to say, because less crew means more treasure for everyone, yada yada yada, what I said before. Let's see, are they going to attack him? No, let's just trade galleon. Triggered war between Spain and Holland. Sweet. That's only good news for us, siding with the Dutch. Ooh. We're going to take that town. We are going to take that town. We are going to head back to Caraco. Going to get some more crew. And we are going to sack the shit out of that place. Now, when you sack a town enough times, you can eventually get the governor to flee. And once they do, you can assign a new faction to take over, which is really cool. Pretty much changing history here. Hell yeah.
When in the lab.
Alright, our crew is going to be really pissed at us momentarily. But it won't be for long, because anytime you sack a town, you get a ton of treasure. Let's see. We need the guns. We need the food. Actually, I think we got enough space to sell that other ship. Yeah, get rid of it. Yep, they're not happy. But I don't care much, because we're about to go sack that town. Yeah, this right here, what I'm doing, is the easiest way to play this game. Since Caraco's right there, and it's pretty much almost always the wealthy Dutch capital, and you can always make it prosperous and everything else by protecting it and sending troops and supplies and everything there. And there's so many Spanish strongholds, capitals, cities, everywhere else. You will literally make out like a bandit by sacking these places enough times. Oh, we can do this one. Now, I say that, and something's going to go absolutely horribly wrong. Because that's always how these go. You can never actually fully see their troops is the problem. So they might have a quintillion more troops than we can see right now. They may also have... They have Indians? I think they might have Indians. Let's see. That is a yes. Alright, let's move the officers here. Let's get these pirates moving back into the trees. We're going to move these buccaneers back over to that hill so that they have a place to fire at. I'm going to keep these pirates here. Yeah, see, I was about to say all these troops coming out of the woodworks now. Because you can't actually be sure. Okay. Move the officers back here. I have so many pirates and just the one set of buccaneers? Let's get them up on the hill. Yeah, we really just have a bunch of pirates. Alright, moving back. So they're going to move forward. We're going to immediately be able to run those that infantry there. It might take over our other troops to do it, but we'll be fine. Going to... guys there. I don't think they can fire at us from over the rocks. There we go. No, I didn't want to move! Great. The Indians are going to be able to attack him next turn. Fantastic. Exactly what I wanted. Wait. Why didn't I get to move them? That was the one unit I wanted to move. Why? Oh wow, we're gonna fail this? Yep. Wow. This is no good. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do last time. Well, they might have gotten my officers, but yep, we got 2 of theirs to move. I think you can change your target. There we go. And got him. Yeah, I think we got this one. Flank! Stood no chance. Got him. Now, that was an alright sack. There we go. Get more crew back. Sack him again. Oh, Senator Domingo. Okay. Pardon my insolence, sir. There we go, get a couple more crew, because we didn't fully sack them. We only broke their defenses. So they have to let us into town when that happens. They don't like that. Ugh, this game's frame rate just kind of decides what it wants. I hate it. There just has to be a way to, like, consistently get this game running at 60. Because it's just always been like this. Let's talk to the governor. This will be great. They're at war with everyone. Your crimes will not go unpunished. Oh, yeah? Yeah? Didn't say that when I turn around and sack you again. Oh, they're not letting me sack him again. What? Why? I guess we're just gonna have to go teach them a lesson and blow up more of their ships. How dare they not let me sack them? Cute. Hey, it's taking you forever to load those guns. What's with? They saw us coming, just like, no. Oh, that was your first mistake. Ah. Cutlass is fine, it's just a bit too slow. The problem is once you get to higher difficulties, these fights get much faster. The AI starts responding much quicker to throw you off. So having a slow weapon just messes you up completely. Sink it. They got another pirate hunter out. Oh my god, you're adorable. I missed. How did you miss? It was 3 feet in front of you. Yep, pick one, sir. Ah well. Still better than picking the cutlass. Sink it. Alright, you done? Because you're getting sacked again. Oh! Yep, okay. We're gonna have a proper sack now. Okay, bye. A whole 800 gold. So yep, now that we've sacked it, we're going to, we're gonna install French nobleman. Yeah. Sweet.
Dent.
Yeah, time to pick on the French, yeah! What do they ever give us? Fine cuisine? Get your pasty ass out of here. Have you know I can live off dollar menu burgers just fine. Yeah, the last thing we need is more crew right now. But yeah, one of the absolute best benefits to sacking a place and completely converting it over to a different faction is it makes it much easier to buy low and sell high. So we can buy all their spices, all their sugar for insanely low prices. Let's talk to the governor. See how we're doing. They're also at war with everyone. That's okay. He's gonna make us a captain. Yeah, why not? Oh no, it's this dance. Oh, this one always annoys the pants out of me. Especially on higher difficulties. Yes, they make this minigame harder on higher difficulties too. It's great. I have only ever been able to do a full combo in this once. I swear the timing just gets incredibly thrown off in random intervals. Like right there, I should have had that one. But, no. So you always just kind of consider the top to be a multiplier. Because the closer the camera actually gets, the better you're doing. Yep, messed it up at the end. Still got it. Oh, hell yeah! Nope, best now, best now. She's giving us stuff. Nope, this is the reason you want to do these. Anytime they can give you one of the gifts, because you can get these for free without having to spend any gold on them. It's well worth it. But what do we want? Oh, they're all good. We're gonna want the swords, though. Yeah, awesome. Hey, our crew's morale improved. Now they're only slightly pissed. Oh, wow, yeah, we're getting pretty late, aren't we? Well, late for me. I have a 5 o'clock job. Yeah, it's a butt. Anyways. I'm going to... Well, what we're gonna do... We're gonna head on back to Kraka, we're gonna divide the plunder, and we're going to, end the pirate career already, just to see what happens. So, we trade with the merchant. Sell all of our awesome stuff we bought for low. Nice. Perfect. We'll divide the plunder. Yep. Small fortune is a share. You'll be able to keep your flagship, the Big Oops. As adventurer captain, your 20% share of loot comes to 5,309. Yep. Every single time you increase... after you divide the plunder, if you've been doing well enough, you can choose to improve your ranking, which improves the difficulty but lets you keep more of your share anytime you divide the plunder. So right now I can advance to a rogue captain. You could also choose to continue the adventure. If the game starts getting too hard and you really weren't doing well, it also gives you the option to scale back to a lower difficulty. But only if you're doing, like, really bad, like, you had a mutiny happen. You have to be doing awful for that option to come up. Alright, but, yeah, let's retire from pirating. We barely did anything. Let's see. Yeah, age of 20 and excellent health. Take up residence in the city of Caraco, the profession of butler. Though a bachelor, you receive a member of the attractive daughter. Small influence, your accumulated wealth provides you with some modest luxuries and a pleasant house. Sadly, the evil Marquis Montalban remains at large. A threat to good people everywhere. You were able to rescue one of your missing family members. Joy is tempered with sadness as you live out your dreams. Your limited success makes you merely the 8th most notorious pirate in the entire Spanish Main. Your exploits are rather quickly forgotten. Now, all of these things that happen here, your little story that you get, all depend on how much land you have, how much gold you get when you retire. So again, it's another reason to keep improving the difficulty so you have more. How much of the story you progressed, any of the notorious pirates you've taken on, how many treasures you've found, how many people you've married. It all accumulates to your little story at the end here. And it's always fun to read it. and makes the game slightly more replayable. I can go back and constantly keep replaying this game. I just love it. Like I said, this is the perfect way to do a remake, because it almost essentially plays like the original game, almost in its entirety, with how everything works, but it's pretty much just kind of a graphical, I was about to say graphical overhaul. It's really good. Retaining everything that was great about the original while giving it a nice sheen polish. That's just what a good remake should do. But yeah. Now, of course, you can just do that to see how your game would end, but you can always load it back, play it again if you want. But yeah. I do not have, all my saves were gone on this. I haven't played it in forever either. But yeah. So yeah, that is Sid Meier's Pirates. I love that game to pieces. One of my childhood favorites growing up. Now, like I was saying earlier, if you ever want to play it yourself, I'd highly recommend picking it up on the Xbox One. It's dirt cheap. It's like $2, I think, like at most. And again, full 4K, 60 frames. I don't know what the controls are like because I haven't personally played the Xbox version. But I just know that it's smooth as butter to play it on that. There's the Wii version if you want the most content. I'd almost recommend, if you pick it up for that, mod your Wii, extract the ISO, and put it on an external hard drive or a flash drive, because the load times are really bad if you don't do that. It's almost sinfully awful. The same thing applies for the PSP version. Just get the game, dump the ISO, put it on your memory stick. Because the PSP version is pretty much the PC version, just on the go, and that's great. And the controls are great on that too. It works surprisingly well. So yeah, that's the stream for the week. I think since we ended in yet another tie on the poll. By the way, as always, if you ever want to vote on what I play next, I run a poll every week on my Twitter. Just HGEM's reviews. And yeah, so the tie we had was for Alice Madness Returns, another great classic game. Both American McGee's Alice and Alice Madness Returns are games I highly recommend. American McGee's actually a fantastic developer. But yeah. So, I think we'll do that next week. For now, I think I'm going to stay up and play this by myself just a little more. Just going back and playing it. It just has me wanting to go back and do more stuff, see how much more of the story I can complete. I only ever completed the story once in the game. As much as I love it, after a while playing it, it's monotonous. But, I kind of enjoy it. In the same way that, people enjoy games like Destiny. People enjoy all these live service games and everything. You're just kind of, it's a nice sit down and comfortably play game. You get a cup of coffee, you sit down, and you just kind of stew in it for a few hours. I was about to say, you see how well you can do, how far you can get, and then you just put it away for a little while, and you remember it fondly afterwards. It is not a game you want to play for hours on end, though. I would not recommend that. You pick it up, you play it for a little bit, you put it back down. Gosh, that's almost like almost any Sid Meier's game, really. Except for maybe Civilization. Civilization's one-turn policy. Just one more. That really gets in your head after a while, too. You're like, oh, but I can get this nice upgrade next time. Oh, but I'm so close to that ending. Oh, I can get the space ending this time, yeah. But, yeah. It's, for me, Sid Meier's Pirates is pretty much the same way. Where it's like, oh, if I capture this, I can, get enough money to afford the next upgrade. Or if I was about to say, if I go and sack this town, I can get it traded over, and that makes it easier for me to do this. Progress a little more in the story, find more treasures. There's just a nice collection of stuff to do. And it's why I'll usually recommend the Wii version, because the Wii version just has more mini games and stuff. In it. So yeah. Sid Meier's Pirates would highly recommend. Steam always has the game for sale on dirt cheap if you want to play it on PC. That's actually what I played it, the Steam version of. I have a physical copy, but it's harder to run for some reason on Steam. Instead of the Steam version, I don't know why. They're both literally the same executable. But unfortunately, the PC version's just full of problems. It was made during the early 2000s, so there's no real resolution scale. No one's really made any fan patches or anything for it. It's the kind of thing where there are now games that have done it better. As a matter of fact, another game that actually did it almost technically 100% better was the original Pirates of the Caribbean on PS2, which was essentially a full-on pirating simulator as well. I would recommend that too. That's a little bit of a hidden gem. You wouldn't think a movie tie-in game would be so good, but I was really surprised by the original Pirates of the Caribbean. And then there was the At World's End game, which was a thing. There was Legend of Jack Sparrow, which was also a thing. I remember me and my little brother playing that, and we had fun because it was co-op, and it's like, but yeah, you got actual Johnny Depp doing the voice of Jack Sparrow, and this is like, oh, that sounds cool. And then you hear Johnny Depp in the game, and you're just like, quiet down, boy, I'm telling the story. And it's like, wow, he really wanted to be here for this. Yeah, I'm on a tangent again. Don't worry. Don't mind me. Anyways, so we're going to end the stream for the night. So, as always, thank you to everyone who came by. I have an awesome time with these, as I always do. Yeah, we're going to do Alice Menace Returns next week. Everyone have a good night, and take care.